Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody's day going? How's everybody's week going? How is everybody's moods today? Hopefully, you're all in a good mood. I know I'm in a good mood. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe, share this channel out with everybody you know. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's continue growing this channel out. Folks, it's here. Baseball season is here. I don't know how excited you are. I know how excited I am. As soon as the Super Bowl ended on Sunday night, I said, "Here is baseball season," and it's a great feeling. It's such a great feeling, especially especially for us baseball fans. Where for me at least, it's so boring during the off season. You hear about the news and the rumors. It's cool when there's when the hot stove is on and things are heating up, but then it kind of gets back into like a slow time. It's a boring time. But here we are, right? Pitchers and catchers are reporting. You're seeing the different videos on social media of players reporting to spring training. So again, I'm excited. I hope you're all excited. I am looking forward to this season. I have a lot of high hope for this season. I really do. I really do. Despite the one glaring hole that is constantly being talked about, but we'll talk about that here momentarily. But let's say what's up to the chat real quick. Who do we have in the chat? We got Jacob Petruzzi. How's it going? Jonathan, what is going on? Gusto, what is up, man? It was good talking to you. I am looking forward to May 25th. The Yankees are coming here to Colorado, so it's going to be me, myself, Gusto, his wife, me, myself, haha. You can tell how excited I am. It's going to be me, Gusto, his wife, and my boy Rodney Green, a.k.a. Mr. Controversy. We're going to the Yankees-Rockies game on May 25th. I'm definitely going to get attend all three games. And my man Gusto, instead of kicking people out of the chat, he's going to be kicking people out of the stadium if they misbehave. So I'm looking forward to it there, Gusto. He's going to be his own security. We got Ken in the building. What is up, Ken? Evan, good to see you, man. It's been a little while. Graham, what's up? Hey, look, listen, as far as the couch thing goes, I didn't get another couch. I know a lot of people think that all I do is just spend time on the couch. I promise that's not all I do. Yes, I do spend a lot of time on the couch. It's like one of my favorite activities to do. But I do have a job. I do go work. I do go into the gym and train just to stay in shape and make sure that my P's and Q's are where they need to be. So, I'm active, just when I'm on couch duty, I'm not as active. So I just wanted to make that very clear. Who else we got? Pasty, what is going on, man? Pasty, good to see you. Hopefully you and the babies, the wife, everything okay. Please let me know. Always good to see you. Ray Klickner, what is going on? Thank you again for the cards, Ray. Those cards were awesome. We got John the Beagle Dad. What is going on? That is what's up. So, Brad. Hi, Brad. How you doing, Brad? What's up, Brad? Yeah, I spent 20 hours on the couch, then 2 hours of job, then 2 hours of the gym. You figured it out, bro. You figured it out. Good for you. Good for you. But, folks, Yankees spring training is here. Baseball spring training is here. Let me know how you all are feeling about spring training. Are you guys excited? Are you what are you looking forward to the most? Are there any players that you are wanting to see during spring training? Is there any names that are popping out at you? All right. Now, there's been a little bit of unfortunate news when it comes to the Yankees, and right off the bat, right, you got Jake Cousins and Clayton Beeter, who are both hurt as of right now. So Jake Cousins has a strain in his forearm, and then Clayton Beeter has a shoulder injury. So it's unfortunate, but these things happen. These things happen. So, they haven't even played a spring training game yet. And here we are. Here we are. These guys are hurt to start off spring training. Let's see what happens with Jay Cousins. He's supposed to be throwing next week. Hopefully it's nothing serious. But this is why, the Yankees kept getting these bullpen arms, right? They kept getting these arms. They have anywhere, I think, like 16 to 18 arms in their bullpen. Now, they're not going to all make it on the roster, but it's good that they have all this pitching depth. So, let's see who, shines during the spring training games. The Yankees made a couple of additional moves. They did sign, let me get that name for you. And he was a member of the Atlanta Braves, Tyler Matzik. They invited him to spring training. They signed him last night. He was a member of the Atlanta Braves. Keep in mind, he was a member of the 2021 World Series Atlanta Braves. So I'm excited to see him. He's got some good stuff. And they also acquired Brent Hedrick, who's another left-handed reliever. They've acquired him off of waivers from the Minnesota Twins. And they to make room for him on the 40-man roster, they DFA'd Owen White. So the Yankees have a few lefties in their bullpen. So which is good to see. They absolutely needed some lefties in their bullpen, and they got a lot of righties. I'm not worried about the bullpen. I'm really not. And once Loaisiga comes back, we know he's still hurt. Once he gets back into the swing of things, that bullpen is going to be filthy. That bullpen is going to be absolutely filthy. And, I think they're going to be one of the best bullpens in the American League, perhaps one of the best in all of Major League Baseball, right? Obviously, the Dodgers, they got a good bullpen, but I feel like the Yankees can hold their own when it comes to pitching, and not just their bullpen. Obviously, their starting pitching too. They're not gonna. There's no weak arms in that rotation. So I'm excited for what the pitching has to offer. Let me say what's up to a few other folks. Cold Italian Pizza, how you doing? Good to see you. What is up, Cold Italian Pizza? What is going on? Yes, that is his nickname. And Ray, thank you so much. Excited for spring training. Plus, yeah, man. Yeah, slowly but surely. All right. Yeah. Yankees and injuries are like death and taxes there, Brad. They really are, man. They go hand in hand. So, but again, it's good to see, the players reporting to duty. It's good to see, the players smiling. Everybody's in a good mood. Guys like Luke Weaver, I find him hilarious. He's a beast on the mound, but off the mound, he's kind of a dork, right? And I mean that in a good way. But he's pretty funny. Just listening to him talk and listening to his interviews. So, like I said, I'm really excited. So, Graham is saying what happened to the Chiefs, it should be a lesson to the Dodgers. It also happened to the Braves. Yeah, look, we'll see how the season plays out, right? I mean, 162 games. You never know what's going to happen. Baseball is a funny game. They didn't lose him. They DFA'd him. They DFA'd him to make room for another player that they acquired there, Chua. So, and hopefully you're doing well, man. Good to see you. Pasty's in the building. What is up? He's saying, what is Stroman going to do? I really thought he changed his ways. Boy, I was wrong. Well, as of right now, with Stroman, as of right now, he's still on the team. Okay, he's still on the team. He's, reported to spring training. So, it sounds like from what Boone was saying, him and Boone are, it seems like things are okay between them. Things are good between them. Brian Cashman said that, he may still serve a role on the team. So there is that, right? So as of right now, Stroman is still a Yankee, but I still feel as though he probably is still going to get traded at some point. I mean, there's really no room for him on this rotation. And, are they going to have, an $18 million starter in the bullpen? That's the other question. I think ultimately at some point, I think he is going to get traded. It's just a matter of where and to who, right? It's got to play itself out. The situation has to play itself out. But, as of right now, Stroman is still a Yankee. He reported to spring training. It sounds like, everything between him and the team is good. Everything between him and Boone is good, according to Aaron Boone. All we could do really is, take his word for it. So let's just hope that that is the case. Let's see. Kansas State Matzik missed 2023 with injuries. Yep. And had limited time on the 2024. Yeah, he only pitched from what I read, he pitched in the minor leagues for the Giants in 2024. Then he got traded to the Braves, and it was the same thing with the Braves. So I do expect him to have a comeback. I think he could be one of those guys that does make it on the 26-man. It's great to see the Yankees have a few lefties on their roster right now. So, we'll see how the roster plays itself out. But Matzik, when he was pitching, though, the guy was filthy. Yo, Max Coverage TV, what is up, Max? What's going on, man? Always good to see you. I saw you doing your thing live earlier. So as always, doing a good job. Graham is asking Stroman how long until he throws a hissy fit. Is there any team that has moved him? He hasn't thrown a hissy fit about. Yeah, well, look, that's who he is. That's who he is. I think Stroman sounds like, he could be a spot starter, but again, they have other guys on their team that could fill in that role. I do feel as though he is going to get moved. He is going to get traded. It's just a matter of when. And the Yankees are just waiting, right? And they're injuries always occur during spring training, as you all know. So they could be waiting for that right moment to trade Stroman to a team that needs a pitcher. Now, on one of the live streams last week, I was saying that they should probably call the Marlins to see if they could trade Stroman to the Marlins. The Marlins starting pitching is in shambles right now. It's just an absolute shambles. So they need some starting pitching help. They absolutely need some help with their rotation. Their rotation is almost non-existent as of right now. Alcantara is the only guy that's coming back. Guys like Yuri Perez, he's not going to be ready till the All-Star break. So the Marlins did make a mention of needing, they would need some veteran pitching. If I'm the Yankees, I'm on the phone with them, and they have to make some moves, or else they're going to get hit with a third grievance. So hopefully, the Yankees are doing their due diligence, and if they call the Marlins, maybe I'm sure they did, but we'll see as time goes on. Pacey saying he isn't bad, he just doesn't work with what we have. Yeah, look. With Stroman, the first half of the season, the guy was phenomenal. Second half of the season, yeah, not so much. He did end the season with a 10-9 record with a 4.31 ERA. Not great, but he pitched well when he did. There were a lot of times where he did pitch good in games, but the defense behind him let him down. Right. Brian Cashman had said that last week during an interview with Yankee Hot Stove, and he's not wrong about that. And also, there was a lot of games where the bats didn't come through for him. The bats let him down. The bats failed him big time. So there's also that. I think Stroman is a good pitcher. He's not an ace by no means. He's definitely not an ace. He's a number 4, number 5 guy. That's what he is, right? So again, I do see him getting traded at some point. It's just a matter of when. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I feel. But there's really not a spot in the rotation for him. The Yankees are pretty well set in the rotation. I mean, are you going to put him again? Are you going to have an $18 million starting pitcher in the bullpen? I don't know. It doesn't seem appealing to me, and I don't think that's something he wants. I'm sure that if he wants to pitch, right, if he wants to be part of the rotation, he'd rather be part of it. He wants to play for a team where he knows he can be part of the rotation and pitch, right? So, we'll see what happens with Stroman. As of right now, he's in spring training. He's a Yankee as of right now. So I could just see him, Matt Sick, if he does business, the TV will have to blank out the banners that will appear. I feel that, man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. He is a ground ball pitcher, luck of the draw. Defense is so much. I agree. Yeah, for sure, man. So, this is one of those things that, the Yankees, this is what they worked on, right? During the offseason was defense, and they've improved greatly with defense, right? That infield is going to look a lot better, right? You got Goldschmidt, who's a Gold Glover. He's a Gold Glover at first base. Jazz Chisholm, the game plan obviously is, Jazz Chisholm second base, Volpe's shortstop, third base as of right now. It's the way things are going, right? And my anticipation with third base, if I'm being honest, right, my expectation is that they're going to go internally unless they pull off a surprise. But I think they're going to go internal with third base. And it's going to be a competition between, obviously DJ, right, which Aaron Boone spoke very highly of him when he was being interviewed today during the press conference. So, he's betting high on DJ. He was saying that DJ was healthy, but, they said the same thing last year, but, he wasn't, right? When he was on his slump, they asked if DJ was all right, and they played it off like, yeah, he's all right. But, we'll have to wait and see when things play out, right? With him, with Peraza, with Cabrera, Vivas is probably going to be in that mix as well. So, the competition for third base is going to be interesting. So, I'm just gonna, not hold my breath, but I'm just gonna hold my tongue for now, and let's see how things play out. Supreme Panda, what is up? Go ahead and ask what you need to. Go ahead, ask your question. CT Cards, good to see you, bro. Hopefully you're healing up. Hopefully you're feeling better. Shout out to you, CT Cards. And like Gusto says, like, share, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. And smash those emojis. I appreciate you there, Gusto. Can't wait to see you do security at the stadium, man. Can't wait to see it. You're going to be my personal bodyguard that day, so be ready. Chua says if the Orioles don't make it to the World Series, then the Orioles have to get rid of general manager Michael Elise and Brandon Hyde. Chua, what I'll say about the Orioles is this. I don't know what the Orioles are doing. They're under new ownership. I thought they would have been acquiring players, but they're not doing anything. They haven't done anything. I mean, they signed Charlie Morton, sure, but they didn't bring back Santander. They didn't bring back Corbin Burns. I don't know what's going on with the Orioles. Man, yeah, it's a little concerning, right, as an Orioles fan. So, I don't know. If only I had my boy Back It Up Binge in here. Let's hope if he could probably give us some insight. But yeah, the Orioles just really haven't done much of anything this offseason. So yeah, Boone going in circles talking about DJ. Yeah, for sure, man. He kind of does that, right? I mean, look, Boone is not going to come out and say, well, DJ, he's one of the guys that we got. He's not going to say we're not sure about him, or this guy's he's not going to be great for us. He's going to talk him up, right? Your manager's going to talk positive about his players. He's going to talk positive about his people. He doesn't want there to be any sort of controversy or anything like that. I mean, you want to, especially with the media, right? You always want to try and shed positive light when it comes to the media. You don't want to give the media any ammunition because then they'll just run with it, and it's just going to be on the backside of the newspaper of Yankees organization is a mess. Players don't like Boone, or Boone doesn't like the players. They'll start like making stories out of this. So who do I think will sign Bregman? Shoot, that's like asking me if I know what the lottery numbers are going to be. Dude, at this point, I really don't know. I mean, the way these reports have been coming out, it sounds like the Cubs are the team that has been like really talking with Alex Bregman, but it sounds like there's no deal that's close. Bregman is looking for a 6-year deal. He's not looking for a short-term deal, but I do think that he's going to have to settle for a short-term deal, just like Pete Alonso did. So I don't know. It could be the Cubs. It could be the Tigers. I mean, those are the two teams. I do not think that he's going back to the Astros. Honestly, I truly do not think that he's going back to the Astros. The Astros did get Paredes, so it looks like their infield is set. At this point, I know some Yankees fans still want him. I know I'm even surprised that he's still a free agent, but he's got to make a decision. He's got to make a decision soon, right? Because the rest of the players are going to start reporting. This guy doesn't want to be without a team, right? So I don't know, man. I'm at this point, I'll say Cubs, but I'm probably going to be wrong. I don't think it's the Yankees. I don't think the Yankees are in on him, but I feel like it's going to be the Cubs or the Tigers. I think the Astros are out of the question. So outside of Jazz, this infield is all defense. I mean, yeah, and that's an area that they absolutely needed to improve in. And Jazz is going to be fine defensively. Just keep him at second base. So I'm not worried about Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt's going to be fine. And as far as third base goes, look, if they go DJ at third, DJ could play. He could still play defensively, but I'd rather see somebody else at third base. But that's just me. Graham is saying Arenado, if the Cards eat money, he will be a Yankee. He really doesn't make sense for Boston. Bregman unfortunately does. I'd vote for. You vote for campaign Bregman to Japan. That's funny. Yeah. Look, as far as Nolan Arenado goes, right? I was going to talk about him, but we'll talk about him right now. With Arenado, here's the thing. There's been a lot of mixed reports, right? Mark Feinsand was talking yesterday. He said he thinks that the Yankees can still pull something off, but the Cardinals don't want to eat a lot of the money, but they're going to have to eat a lot of the money. And guess what? With Nolan Arenado, he's still in his home in California. So he's not with the team right now. Ultimately this guy, he wants to get traded, right? The Cardinals want to trade him. He wants to get traded. So they're going to have to figure something out. Right? It's going to be very weird come opening day for Nolan Arenado to still be on the Cardinals. But honestly, if I'm the Yankees, I'm telling the Cardinals, you guys need to eat a good portion of this contract for us to take him. Right? Or, if they say, well, we don't want to take any of his contract, then hey, take one of our bad contracts. Gotta work. I mean, you can't tell teams to take on the contract, and we don't want to eat any of it, even though you want to trade the guy. And the guy has a no trade clause on top of that. I mean, they tried trading him to the Astros, and he said no way. So Mark Feinsand again was saying that the Yankees are in on him. Meredith Marakovitz didn't mention Arenado, but she did say that she did make a mention of the Yankee that Cashman could still make a move. So she believes that Cashman is still going to make a move during spring training. So there's 44 days left till opening day, folks. So there's still time. right? The Yankees could still make a move. All right. That's my feeling about it. D-Rod, what is up? What is going on, D-Rod? Dev Finch, shout out to you, who has been a member of the Strike Zone for 9 months. Appreciate you, Dev. I appreciate every member of this channel. Thank you so much. If you want to be a member, I do have the link in the description. So it's got a few different options. So for anybody that is interested, the membership options are there. Li, good to see you, Li. How are you? We're bouncing on a bounce back year after 23. Well, he had a good second half there, Jay Snow with Goldschmidt. So that's encouraging for me. As far as I'm concerned. So, I don't know. I feel good about Goldschmidt. As far as I'm concerned, he's an upgrade over Anthony Rizzo. So, and they only got him on a 1-year deal. It's not like they signed him to a 2 or 3 year deal or anything like that. So he's a 1-year deal. Gusto, don't be spreading false news. I'm gonna kick you out. You better watch it. The Jays in Arenado? Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. It's a waiting game. Right now, with respect to Arenado, it won't be much news until he gets traded. Yeah, it's all a waiting game at this point. You're right, D-Rod. You're absolutely right. I actually saw. Oh wait, I saw that. I hate waiting until the deadline to get a third baseman. We won't know what other areas will need to improve. Well, third base is third base is really like the only hole on this team. I mean, to me, they are the only hole. That's the only hole that they have, right? Last season, a lot of fans were talking about how there was multiple holes on this team, but I feel like this offseason, the Yankees have addressed those holes. So that's my take on it. Stephen B., what is going on? How are you? Let's see. Ken is saying, I doubt that Bregman has any 6-year offers. I think this is Scott Boras smokescreen. Yeah, probably. He's going to have to settle for a short-term contract. He's just like Pete Alonso did. There are no teams out there that are willing to give him 6 years. I mean, look, the Astros weren't willing to give him a long-term contract. Like, why is that? He's their hometown guy. Why wouldn't they give him a long-term contract? Has to make you wonder, right? And if the Astros aren't, other teams are like, well, we're not going to either. So, serious question: would you rather have a hole at third or second? That's a good question, Pasty. I hate to pick between the two, but I'd rather have a hole at second base, man. I'd rather have a hole at second base. Third base is very important. I mean, don't get me wrong, all those positions are important, but I'd rather have that hole at second. Third base is very important, right? All the positions are important, but third base is more important than second. I'd sacrifice second before third. Well, yeah, Pacey, certain games, it sounds from the way Brian Cashman talked about it, they're going to play Jazz at third at some games, second base at other games. So it just kind of depends. So, I know Boone said he was looking to move him to second, but, we'll see how it all plays out. Right. Besides Cousins, who's hurt? Clayton Beater's the other guy there, AD McMahon. Yeah, well, they offered him like a 7-year, 6 or 7 year for $180 million. I think that was the deal that they initially offered for Bregman, and he said no. He was looking for $200. I mean, he's not going to get what he's looking for. And before I go any further, I got somebody waiting in the back. They actually shot me a text. So I actually haven't had him on here in a really long time, but we still text each other and talk on the phone. But it's been a long time. Let me know if you're ready to go, man. Just give me a thumbs up. My man is ready to go. Nithin Ramachandra, what is going on, man?
NFE, man. Big shout out to NFE real quick, because you are killing it with the YouTube channel, and fans, don't worry about it. My fans are still working on more guests for NFE, so stay tuned. More guests will be coming on NFE shows pretty soon, so stay tuned. We've been in constant contact. So my team is working hard to get more guests for him. So stay tuned. But NFE, thank you for having me on. It's been a while since we chopped it up. But hey, I can't believe baseball's almost here already, back, and full spring training is in full force already.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think about, man. It's like we, during the off season from, November. November is a pretty dead month. There's not really a whole lot of action except for news and rumors and trade predictions, trade scenarios, stuff like that, just to get people talking. But it's still kind of a boring. It's a dead month for baseball, right? December there's a little bit more fire because you're hearing about all the signings and the trades and the winter meetings. So there's a lot more action. January comes around. It's still January's kind of dead. You hear about a few signings here and there. Then once February hits, it's like, man, here we are. February hits. The Super Bowl ended on Sunday night. As soon as that ended, baseball season's here. Everybody's like, all right, we're ready for some baseball. I know I was like that after the Super Bowl. I'm like, all right, let's move on. Like, I want to talk. Let's get into baseball.
Yeah. And speaking of the Super Bowl, we were able to cover Radio Row in New Orleans. So we were in New Orleans for 4 or 5 days, and we covered Radio Row. That we didn't cover the game, so I came back before the game. But the convention center was a great experience. We got some great content coming soon. Yeah, so stay tuned.
Yeah, folks. And for those of you that don't know Nithin, Nithin and his team do an exceptional job of doing meet and greets with current and former players. It doesn't matter what sport it is. It could be basketball, baseball, football. Nithin and his team do a good job of setting up these meet and greets. They also, they also do a really good job of getting, former and current players on for us content creators to do shows with. I know I have a list of names. Nithin knows, Nithin knows. And he's always letting me know, like, hey, we're working on it. And it's like, hey, cool. Thank you so much, Nithin. But there's, I know these guys are so busy and they have so much going on. There was one name that Nithin had brought up to me. I didn't mention the name or anything like that. I think he knows who I'm talking about. But if not, I could text you. But I'm excited for this person to be part of the Yankees organization. But I know he's been, this person's been extremely busy. I'm sure, because they're getting requests left and right. And again, I totally understand. But as always, I'm always patient with current former players, because they have their own obligations. So I do appreciate it. I appreciate what you and your team are doing. You guys are doing a killer job, and I saw your stuff out in New Orleans, man. So hopefully you had a good time out there.
Oh my God.
Had a really good time.
It was a great time. And NFE, I can get you Jason Worth on your show, because I connected with Jason Worth down there in New Orleans. He was at the Radio Row.
Cool.
He was promoting his it's called Icon Racing. It's a horse racing he does now, like what Corey Hart does. He has his own business called Icon Racing, and he gave me his number. Jason Worth is awesome, great guy. We did an interview with him there live at Radio Row. He gave me his number, so I can definitely get him on your show too, so he can talk about his brand, Icon Racing, also on your show. So we can work that for you too, since I have his number. So Jason Worth is another potential guest for NFE too. So, but
sure, yeah, let's make it happen. And I'm in a group chat here. It looks like Fireside Yankees had posted something, and this was by Martino.
Oh,
It says that the Yankees considered signing Alex Bregman, but decided to use their assets on players like Max Fried, Cody Bellinger, and Devin Williams, which I think is a smart thing to do. They also never considered a trade for Nolan Arenado.
oh, so then there's I saw earlier on Twitter. There's a report that the Yankees are still interested in. Mark Fines has said the Yankees are still interested in Arenado, but depending on if the Cardinals can eat most of the money.
Well, this is one of those things where there's like a lot of conflicting reports. Like you hear about all these, you hear about teams that are interested in players by some beat writers, and then other beat writers are just like, oh, well, actually, no, it's actually not true. They were never interested. But the way I see it is, the only person that knows what they want or what they're looking for is Brian Cashman.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to come out and say, here's exactly who we're looking for. He's just going to surprise you, just like he did with the Max Fried signing. Although the Max Fried signing wasn't a secret, they did meet with him. They had a Zoom meeting with him. But the Devin Williams signing was a surprise. Or the Devin Williams trade. Sorry, not a signing, but trade. That was a surprise.
But another one, what's up? See, another one, and if he's remember when no one in 09 when they out of nowhere they signed Mark Teixeira.
Mm-hmm.
No one knew about that one, and I think
nobody saw that coming.
I think it's. Obviously it's spring training now, but you never know. Cashman, maybe he's waiting in the wings for something to fall into his lap, but we might see another. You never know. We might see another Mark Teixeira situation.
We could. Again, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, even Meredith Marakovitz, when she was being interviewed yesterday, she thinks that Cashman is going to, still has another move to make. But, he's just waiting for the right moment. But I don't know. Again, you hear these reports. Some are saying this is what's going on. Others are saying, no, this is what's going on. So, you always this happens every year with conflicting reports. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
It goes down every single year. So you don't know what's right, what's true, and what isn't. And when I had Andy Moda, on the show, great talking to him because like he's kind of he works behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he talked to us about about like these reports that come out, and he's just like, whoa, this isn't even true. Like who's saying this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So it's you got to be careful with what comes out there. And shout out to
Maza.
Maza. What is going on? What's up, bro? Am I going live from the game? I might record some shorts or something like that when we go to the game. So the Yankees are coming out here to Colorado.
Oh, nice.
So I'm definitely gonna go to all 3 games.
Let's go.
I bought tickets for one of them, so it's gonna be me, my boy Brian Gustin here, his wife, and then our boy Rodney.
Nice.
So I don't see Rodney yet. Yeah.
You should try and get media access for that.
I should. Yeah, I should try to for one of those games.
Yeah, you should. Come on. You should put if you do reach out, send them your YouTube channel and tell them what you do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, maybe I'll reach out to the media team for the Rockies or something, and yeah, it'll be cool.
I didn't know they were going to Colorado, the Yankees.
Yeah, they're coming here this year. We're 2023, they were out here. 2024, Colorado went out to New York.
Yeah,
but the Yankees are coming out here. But yeah, I'm for sure going to. I'm for sure going to all 3 games, even if I don't get a media pass. Like I'm definitely going, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I really am. That'd be crazy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're coming out here in May.
Oh, May.
Coming out here in May. So
wow.
Yeah, so it'll be that Memorial Day weekend.
Mm.
So. Yeah, and Ken saying here, Arenado's approved trade list: Dodgers, Padres, Angels, Mets, and the Red Sox. The Yankees aren't on that list, but the Yankees may not be on that list. But they could, if they are in on him, if they are in on him, I mean, they could still try and convince. And they They got Goldschmidt on the team.
Goldschmidt, his friend. So
yeah. So I mean, they could work something out. But listen, I'm already anticipating. My mentality is this. I'm already anticipating them going into spring training, or not spring training, but going into opening day with the internal option for third base.
Yeah.
So I'm not I'm not expecting anything big, but if it happens, great. I'm not.
Which I don't mind. It's here's a question though. I mean, usually teams have power at third base and first base, right? So we have power at first base with Paul Goldschmidt if he stays healthy,
right?
But here's the thing: you obviously Yankees value defense, and which is big because Max Fried is a ground ball pitcher. So I think their thinking is if you can prevent runs while you can, I mean, depending on how the game goes, maybe their thinking is if you have a defensive third baseman, maybe you can even prevent more runs even more. I think that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, and they have the guys that can do it, right? I mean, I know a lot of folks are not high on DJ, right? I get it. The injuries have really ruined him.
Yeah.
I hate to say that. It's not so. I don't think it's so much his age. It's more his injuries.
Right.
The injuries have really plagued him. But I know Boone was saying that. Oh, well, we're expecting a healthy DJ. We're expecting a good DJ. But I got to see it first and foremost. We have to see it. We got to see that in action.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Number two, do I think DJ could play third? Absolutely, he can. Defensively, we know how good he is defensively, but Cabrera can play third base. But Cabrera to me is a guy, and I know a lot of people will agree with me on this. He's a good player, but I think he needs to be a utility guy that comes off the bench.
Right.
He needs to be a guy that comes off the bench. He cannot be a guy that plays every day.
Yep.
It's not that I think that he's a bad player, but I just think that he's a guy that comes off the bench and he could fill in anywhere in the infield. You could put him in the outfield too. That's not a problem. But I prefer him in the infield. That's where I want him.
I agree with you, NFE. I agree with you 100%. I think you're talking about Cabrera, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's not an everyday player. I think he's obviously a player that can play any position or a utility player. So it's gonna be interesting how Oswald Peraza does during spring. I'm really looking forward to see what he does during spring training. Peraza at third base, but Oswaldo, I agree with you 100%. He's a utility player, Swiss Army knife, where you can play multiple positions. So I agree with you there. But some people might not like this. But what are your thoughts on Yoan Moncada or Brandon Rogers?
Well, didn't Moncada?
Wait, he signed?
He signed. I feel like he just sign with the.
Oh wait. Hold on.
Right.
Let me check.
He definitely signed.
Oh. Yoan Moncada. Oh wait, I think it's Angels.
Yeah, he signed with the Angels. Yeah, he signed with the Angels. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was like, wait, he signed. Brendan Rodgers is still a free agent, but the thing is, it's like you could sign him, but you already have a few guys that can play third base. I mean, there's really not a need for him, and I don't know if Brendan Rodgers could even play third base. I know he's a second baseman, but and speaking of the Angels too, they signed Kenley Jensen.
Oh my God, yeah, today. That's a big pickup for them. Huge.
So the Angels have been slowly making some moves, man. I was like, okay, they
started making moves before the World Series ended.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, and shout out to the Ace Avenue. That's my twin brother, according to YouTube.
Yeah.
Everybody, folks say that Ace and I are brothers and we look alike and we're twins. I'm like,
that's your doppelganger right there.
Yeah. Apparently we look alike, and they say he's the better looking one, but that's fine. Life is easier when I just wake up, brush my teeth, have breakfast, go do my thing.
Everybody, Everybody's good looking in this world. Everybody's good looking in this world.
Yeah. I said angel, and here you are. The angel part, settle down, slow down, dude. Slow down. So I'm glad you brought this name.
Oh wow, Justin Turner. He's still free.
Justin Turner. He has not signed yet, but the Cubs are looking to potentially sign him if things with the Braves, or not the Braves, if the things with the Cubs don't work out.
I'm surprised the Yankees are not on this.
Nah. I mean, they got their guy at shortstop. I mean, and third base. I mean, they're just going to go internal for third base. So, yeah, I know Turkish, Puerto Rican. It's very easy to confuse. You're absolutely right. Yo, Jay Snow. A lot of folks on the chat said that that Ace and I look alike, which I don't see it, but okay. Maybe I should get my eyes checked. I don't know, but yeah, Moncada. I was gonna say he definitely signed. Rogers. I mean, it's like the Yankees could look into him. I mean, they could move Jazz back to third, and he could play second, and it does improve the defense for sure. But I think their game plan. Well, depending on who you talk to, I mean, Boone said he's planning on moving Jazz to second. Cashman said last week that they're going to play him at second and third.
Oh, okay.
Depending on the matchups or depending on who they're playing against. So it sounds like it's going to be situational. So
do you think? I want to switch over real quick. Do you think because Stroman reported to camp and he was smiling, which is a good sign. But what do you after all this? Do you think they're not going to trade him?
I'm glad you asked because I was talking about this earlier. I still think they're going to trade him because where do you put him in the He's not in the rotation, right? He didn't even pitch in the postseason.
No.
So keep that in mind too. They're not going to go 6-man.
No.
I mean, the only way. All right.
All
right, Gusto. We'll see you later. And Jay Snow, Ace definitely has Anthony Davis vibes. Yes, he does. You're 100% on that one, dude. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But, no, but look, Stroman, I don't know where he doesn't fit in the rotation. The Yankees are not going to go 6-man.
No.
So, what are they going to do with him? They're not going to put an $18 million starter in the bullpen. Yeah. That doesn't really make any sense. There's really not a spot for him. I mean, the thing is they got their starting rotation. They have their starting rotation. They added Fried. You got Cole, you got Rodon, you got Clark Schmidt, you got Luis Hill.
Yeah, that's your five right there.
Who's that?
That's your five.
That's your five. So yeah, he could be like a spot starter. I mean, they could he could spot start for someone, but somebody has to go down with an injury, which we know injuries do happen. So, you never know what's going to happen. David Elias is saying, I absolutely love where we are now. If we pick up Arenado, forget about it. Number 28, however, without Arenado, we're still good. Just would be complete with him. I agree. I know a lot of folks there's a lot of folks that are really stressing about this third base thing, which, look, I get it. But I feel like the Yankees are a little bit more of a complete team this year with the additions that they made.
Yep.
That's my opinion on it. Defensively, they have gotten much better. They made some defensive upgrades. There's no doubt there, right? Starting rotation, it was an upgrade with adding Max Fried. They got Bellinger. That's an upgrade in the outfield. They got Goldschmidt. That's an immediate upgrade at first base. So, third base is really the hole, but, he's, I don't, at least they have like internal options, right? But, I want Peraza to really get that job. I really do. I mean, I don't know what the Yankees' plan is for Peraza because defensively he's excellent. He's your best defender when it comes to the farm. He doesn't have any other options left. So does he win the third base job, or does he become a guy that comes off the bench, or do the Yankees DFA him? Do they trade him? I mean, Peraza is a big question mark, but we know he's going to compete.
And also, Ken brought up a good point. He said he thinks Stroman would be the 5 with Schmidt to the bullpen.
I mean, that could be a possibility, but who would you rather have at the number 5?
Clark Schmidt.
I mean, so would I. I'll ask the same thing. I'll ask the same thing to the chat. I mean, would you rather have Clark Schmidt in the rotation, or would you rather have Marcus Stroman as your number 5? Because Schmidt was having a good year till he got hurt, unfortunately. Yeah. The only thing with Schmidt, he just has a hard time getting through the order the third time around. I mean, the guy can't go past 5 innings. I mean, but he's a good pitcher. He's a great pitcher. And referee, what is going on, man?
What's up?
Good to see you. Shout out to you, referee. So yeah, I mean, Mr. Barros is saying 100% Schmidt, and Mr. Barros, good to see you, dude. I haven't seen you in a while. Stephen B is saying Schmidt. Referee saying Schmidt. Graham is saying Schmidt. So yeah. Schmidt's leading. But David is saying Stroman has to be number 5. Schmidt can take number 5 when Stroman gets traded. Stroman is out of here. Well, that's what I'm saying. But as of right now, the Yankees have Schmidt as being your number 5 guy. They never said anything about him going back to the bullpen. So I'm just throwing that out there.
That bullpen, I'm telling you right now, you could have one of the best bullpens in the league if they stay healthy.
Yeah, I'm saying they're probably going to be the best bullpen in the American League, I think.
Yeah.
Potentially all of Major League Baseball. I mean, you still have the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers they got everybody in that freaking bullpen.
Tanner Scott. Who else? Madsen, right? No, Ryan Madsen. No, not Ryan Madsen.
No.
Tiernan. No, Blake Trinan. Yep.
Yeah, they got a lot of arms in that bullpen, man.
And they signed Kershaw back. Kershaw's back there too now.
Yeah, Kershaw is back, which I mean that's not a surprise. Where was Kershaw going to go?
Deferred money. No.
Yeah, right. No, you're good there, Mr. Barros. I mean, when there's no baseball, there's really not a lot to talk about. So, we try to talk about things, but it's hard, especially during the off season.
I forgot some. How about a guy like Kike Hernandez?
He just signed with the Dodgers, dude.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Kike. I would have loved Kike Hernandez. I mean, absolutely. That's one guy I would have loved for the Yankees to go after. But yeah, no, he's a Dodger, which again, big shocker.
Maybe this happened when I was in New Orleans, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
What's up, Jonathan?
All right. Well, Ken is saying I don't know why everyone says he was having a good year. He couldn't get past 75 pitches. Yeah, but so again, who would you rather have Stroman in that number 5 spot? Because I'm not exactly comfortable with Stroman being there. I mean, you could say Stroman didn't really have a bad year either, or a good year. I mean, he had his moments. And Graham is saying, I'm telling you, the Dodgers are setting themselves up for a fall. Look at the Braves, 3 Hall of Fame starters, and guess what? We swept them. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, like I always say, baseball is a funny game, and you never know what's going to happen. Yeah, Stroman can't pitch in Yankee Stadium. He can definitely pitch away from Yankee Stadium. That's a fact.
He can pitch in the minors.
What up, American Roblox Hockey League? What is going on? So Mr. Barros has his starting 5 here. He's like, I think Fried should be our number 1.
Oh,
Cole
Freed
number
number 1.
2,
Wow. Okay.
Hill number 3, Rodon 4, Schmidt 5, Stroman 6. Cole's going to be your number 1, man.
Yeah.
That's not changing. I respect it, but I think Cole's going to be your number 1. I think there's no doubt there. Freed is going to be number 2. A lot of folks think that you'll see Hill at number 3 because they want to split up the lefties, which would put Rodon at 4. I don't know, man. I not sure how that's gonna work out.
But this is a much improved rotation, though.
Much improved rotation. Funny moment. Devin Williams showed up yet.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. That was hilarious. It's gonna be so weird seeing him without a beard. So
he really likes that beard. He's gonna miss that beard.
No doubt. Let's see. David Elias is saying, I have that excitement going into the season more than I did last year. The whole Soto situation was handled superbly. I heard 15 years. I've seen marriages crashing less. Yeah, I mean, 15 years is a long time commitment. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from Juan Soto. He's one hell of a player. He's a fantastic player. There's no denying that. I mean, his production was obvious. It was quite clear that he was very productive and he was effective when it came to the lineup, to the Yankees lineup. But now, you got to move on. You got to move on. You just have to. The Yankees they pivoted. They pivoted quickly, and I just hope that the lineup can perform, and I think they will. There are a few question marks for me, but as long there's a couple of names that need to come through, and there's one name for me. It's an uncertainty because we haven't seen him play a full season, and that's Jason Dominguez.
Yep.
Because we've only seen small sample sizes of him. But let me ask you, Nathan, as far as the with the regular season coming up, like who is the one player that in the lineup, like who do you want to see do well or want to see improve, or who's your guy?
I would like to see Anthony Volpe improve a little bit more.
Sure.
I think last year he was a little too consistent up and down. I would like to see more consistent. I would like to see more consistency out of him. Like, for example, I'm not saying like Ohtani type, but I'm just saying have don't go down, don't go into long droughts. Just stay consistent with the batting average and continue to hit. So I would love to see him improve a little bit of that in spring training. Him, and also I agree with you, Jason Dominguez. I think we need to see a full season of him staying healthy and not getting injured. That's a big key right there. And another one for me, in my opinion, I think it's I want to see Paul Goldschmidt. I don't know how he's gonna be with the age, but I think he's gonna be rejuvenated. I think being in New York, and I'm really interested to see how he does this season. So I think for me, it's Goldschmidt, Dominguez, and then Volpe, and then obviously Stanton. He needs to stay healthy too. So
yeah. Well, thing about Stanton, I mean, even if his if the regular season numbers are not exactly the greatest, he shows up in the postseason. He does come through in the regular season. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's completely bad, but the injuries do happen with him. But I do think that I do think that in the playoffs, there's no doubt that he comes through. Because one guy that I keep talking about that I want to see improvement in, and to me, I think he's a make or break year is Volpe.
Yep.
I think this is a make or break year for Anthony Volpe because
Yep.
I feel like in this third year, if we don't see like a significant improvement, I don't know. The Yankees may have to go in a different direction because he needs to hit for more contact instead of trying to hit the ball out of the park. He just needs to be a guy that makes contact with the ball and creates havoc on the bases. That's the kind of player that he needs to be. So I would love to see more consistency out of him. I think that's very important. But yeah, at the plate though, he's got to improve. He has to improve. But I really do think that this might be a make or break year, and especially with guys like Arias and Lombard who are coming up through the system, it does create a little bit more pressure on Anthony Volpe. So, and those guys are a couple of years away, but they're knocking at the door. So, I'm just throwing that out there. And shout out to referee for being a member for 5 months. Thank you for being a member, man. Thank you for your continued support. Again, anybody who wants to be a member, I do have the link in the description if you are interested. And he says, everyone, $10 New York Yankee games today only. New York Yankees emailed all. That's right. So, yeah, if you all want those $10 tickets, go get them. Go get them. The other guy for me is Austin Wells.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look, he played in his first full season as a rookie. He made some mistakes. There's room. He's got some pop to him. I mean, he's I don't want to say he's completely bad, but let's see what he does in his second year. His second year, it's gonna be key because now he is your number one when it comes to the catching position.
Yeah.
So I do hope that he does he has made improvements and he has made those improvements going into 2025.
Wait, who do you think would be the backup catcher? Is that the guy we got from the Reds or somebody else?
What?
The backup for the backup catcher role?
Alex Jackson?
Yeah.
The Reds? He's not on the 40 man, but he did get an invite to spring training.
Okay.
So we'll see him. The backup catching position is going to be interesting. To me, I think it's going to be.
Watch out for JC Escara. He could be.
Well, yeah, Escara is a name that that's been talked about. I think he could get the job. I mean, Jesus Rodriguez, he's on the 40 man. He could be another guy. I don't know. The Yankees have a lot of catchers. I mean, they got a lot of catchers right now. So, yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens with the backup cat who wins the backup catcher role. Why Wells and Rice are both.
Oh. Yeah, yep.
I think they're seeing. Yeah, Rice is a catcher, yes, but
yes.
I think they're going to use him more for first base, if anything. Yeah. You were going to say something?
Oh no, I was going to say I forgot about Rice, but I agree. I think they're going to use him for backup first baseman, in my opinion.
Oh, for Ben Rice?
Yeah, I forgot about Ben Rice because he's a catcher too. But yeah. I think you're right. I think they're going to use him for mainly first base also, behind Goldsmith, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I want to see what Alex Jackson's all about too. The guy, the catcher that they got from the Reds.
He's like more of a defensive catcher.
What was that?
He's like more of a defensive catcher, I think.
Yeah, I want to see what he's all about. I also want to see, I can't wait to see Fernando Cruz that they got from the Reds too, because that dude has a nasty splitter.
Yeah.
That splitter, oh my God, it is filthy. I saw some highlights from him, and I'm just like, dude, no way. There's no way.
You bring him, dude. Aaron Boone has a lot of weapons to play with here because you don't have to, obviously you want to see Cole and Freed go the distance, but you can start bringing in pieces in the 6th inning or 5th, 6th inning. But I don't see that happening right in the early in the season. But you can bring. I don't know. It should be interesting what Boone does because Fernando Cruz is. You can bring him in any inning. I think.
Yeah, I mean, with him, and you got, Luke Weaver.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna be your setup guy to Devin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And Graham. Yeah,
Washington.
Jackson can't hit. He's saying he'll be on the AAA roster. Probably, yeah, could be. I'm again. You never know what the Yankees are gonna do. You think they're what they're gonna do, but you never truly do know what they're gonna do. So
Yeah.
we'll just have to wait and see. So, but yeah, what are your thoughts on? I'm pretty sure I haven't asked you this. I don't think I have, but did you feel good about the Yankees offseason?
I feel great. I think
Yeah.
this is a much better team than last year, pitching wise. Offensive wise, I think we took a little setback, but not that much because we obviously still got Goldsmith, Judge, and Cody Bellinger. So the offense will be interesting to see, but the pitching definitely improved. I really like what they did, but I want to see. I don't think they're done yet. I think they're still waiting in the weeds to see what's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if they add another third baseman to the mix or another pitcher. But right now, I like what they did. I think it's a B plus.
A B plus. That's what I gave their offseason. It was like a B plus, A minus. If they got another bat, I'd say it's an A plus season. But I'm also glad that within the last week they got a few lefties.
Yeah,
They signed a few lefties.
well,
Which
the one they signed yesterday could be a big move if he stays healthy.
Matzik.
Yes.
Yeah, he's good, man, and he was. I know he missed a couple of years with some injuries, but he also was. He was part of that 2021 World Series team with the Braves.
Yeah.
And that dude has some filthy stuff. But I can't wait. What was that?
Sorry. I'm just happy that Tim Hill's back though.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm happy that Tim Hill's back. There's other individuals out there that are not happy about Tim Hill being back, but whatever. Tim Hill was a beast.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what these bullpen arms are going to look like because Matt Blake does a fantastic job with these bullpen arms. They get these names that you never even heard of, and they're pitching lights out. I'm like, who are these guys? So it's just what they do. And shout out to Andrew Dang with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Andrew. He says, "Are we going to see Cole pitch in spring training?" I'm sure at some point you will. I don't see why not, as long as he's healthy. I think, as long as he's healthy, I think you're gonna see him pitch. You're gonna see all these guys pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's my take on it. That's my take on it. I mean, he's gonna have to, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna just not have him pitch in spring training.
It's not like football where you sit them until the last preseason game or wherever. Pitchers need their reps in spring training.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, 100%, man. 100%. And David is saying he gives it an A just for the flexibility and taking full advantage of it. Yeah. Fried, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Williams, and our 4 players we needed. You're right, Eli, there, David. I mean, everybody has their own grade. I mean, for me, it's a B plus, A minus. But like I said, the Yankees, I've said it many times, they pivoted very quickly. Hal had a fire lit under him from losing Soto. I think I think going into the season, I mean, I'd say they're the best team in the American League, no doubt. Yeah. I don't think there's another team that comes close. I mean, some teams are going to be a pain in the butt towards them, but I think the Yankees are going to hold their own. So they've really been the most active team in baseball, or in the American League, should I say? So. Graham is saying, just don't get too upset if some of the arms get shelled in spring training. They won't be given all. And well, yeah, no, I mean, after it's spring training, so they're just trying to get their rhythm, and they're trying to get tuned into to these games. So yeah, I'm not expecting anything like extravagant. No. I mean, yeah, it's spring training, so they're trying to get back into the swing of things. So it's not like I'm not too worried about it. I'm really not. So yeah, no, I don't expect a lot of these things to happen till the regular season. Then we'll really see them in action. I'm just happy that baseball season's here. I'm excited that spring training is.
Go.
The Yankees' first spring training game is in 10 days. So
44 days to opening day.
44, yeah, man, 44 days. It's not far off at all. Not far off at all. And David's saying optimism is high for New York. The Mets got Soto, Alonso. Dodgers dominant. Oh man, this is going to be a repeat of last year, but we win. Dang it. Yeah, I mean the Mets. They got Soto, they got Alonso. They made some additions to their team, but they still got to play against the Braves. They got to play against the Phillies. The Dodgers. Obviously, they're going to be a tough team. I'm not saying the Reds are going to be great, but the Reds have actually made some good. If we're talking about the National League, the Reds have actually made some good signings too. They've actually been making some moves. The Diamondbacks, watch out for them. Their starting rotation is going to be pretty filthy. I think that starting rotation is going to be scary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Mets pitching staff, I agree. I think is suspect. I mean, now they have Clay Holmes as one of their starting pitchers. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, Clay Holmes wasn't a great closer.
He's more of a bullpen guy now.
Oh yeah, when they took him out of the closer role, he looked more comfortable.
Yeah.
He's definitely a bullpen guy. Definitely not a closer, but he is a bullpen guy. I don't know about him as a closer, but I hope maybe they prove me wrong. I don't know, but yeah, the Mets starting rotation. Especially their starting rotation is suspect. I don't know. Their bullpen, I'm not too sure about, but we'll see. Dodgers versus Yankees repeat. It could very well be, man. It could very well be. It could be a repeat. So, yeah, my D-backs will get healthy again this year. Health is key, man. But, your guys' starting rotation, the Diamondbacks have a great starting rotation. That's a scary rotation, and then their lineup is going to be really good too. The Snakes may give the Trolley Dodgers a fight. I'd say they will. I got them finishing second place in the AL West or NL West, and they'll go in as one of the wild card teams. So when it comes to the National League West, I say the Dodgers are still going to finish at the top of the division there. So.
Blake, obviously their rotation is good too with the Dodgers and also bullpen. Blake Snell now, and then they added Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, so that their pitching to be solid too. Once again,
the Dodgers, like I said, when you're owned by a hedge fund that can print money, you could do whatever you want.
Yep.
But not every team is owned by a hedge fund, so it does make a difference for those that still want to argue about the money or whatever. So you all need to understand that who you're owned by does make a big difference. So and there's plenty of rich owners out there. They're just not spending money on their teams. I'm sorry, but you're not going to cry victim. While other teams like Dodgers, Mets, Yankees are spending money, Phillies are spending money, and other teams aren't. You just don't want to spend the money, but you do benefit off of the revenue sharing. But Graham is saying the Mets might even struggle to get a wild card. Yeah, the Cubs are again. I think the Cubs could be a team that finishes at the top of the division. The Cubs have actually made some good moves this offseason. I mean, what was that?
Kyle Tucker.
They got Kyle. They traded for Kyle Tucker. They traded for Presley.
Yep.
They made some good moves this offseason. So watch out for them. They got some good guys on their team.
Two former Astros too.
Yeah. So Yankees versus Rangers, ALCS, I think could happen, or it could be 2001 World Series. Yeah, imagine if that happens.
Oh my
For
god.
sure. But well, yeah, folks. But that's what we got, though. That's what we got. I'm excited. Baseball season is here. Pitchers and catchers have reported. Games are about to be played here in the next 10 days. I am excited, people. I'm excited. But I can't wait to see what happens. Let's see if the Yankees make any other moves. Let's see what other moves go down in with other teams too. I mean, Bregman is still a free agent.
Yeah.
Arenado, I feel like is going to get traded at some point. It's just a matter of to who or where. We're gonna find that out hopefully soon enough. But it's a good time to be a baseball fan. We have all waited for this time to show up. So I hope you're all excited, though. I know I am.
I'm pumped up. I'm ready too. Can't wait. Like Bart Scott says, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Oh man, yeah. I can't wait either. Like I said, we've all been waiting for this day to come. And like I said, once the World Series was over, or not the World Series, the Super Bowl. Once the Super Bowl was over, I'm like, baseball season is here. I cannot wait. And it was exciting to see like the pitchers and catcher, or the pitchers reporting to spring training, and looked like everybody was in a good mood. And I feel like good things are going to happen. Better days are ahead. But yeah, 10 more days, you'll see your first spring training game. 44 more days till opening day. So, it's coming, folks. It's coming. The days are slowly going to go by. I mean, here we are, February 11th. I mean, we're already almost halfway through February, and February is a short month. January would just like truly dragged. I'm like, God, can we just get over, January already? Because I'm like, I want to get to February.
And now February's flying by now too. So
yeah, February's flying by. I mean, shoot, man, we're almost at the halfway point. So, I love it, man. So, were you pretty happy with the Eagles winning the Super Bowl?
I mean, yeah, I'm happy for Saquon, and then
Same.
And happy for Jalen Hurts. And I didn't expect this how it went. But the Chiefs were off for some reason. Mahomes was off that night, and Eagles were the more prepared team. Vic Fangio had a game plan on defense, and he stuck by it, and it worked out. They were putting pressure on Mahomes the whole time, and the Chiefs' offensive line struggled. And Eagles front four, one of the best in my opinion in the NFL, and then they had the best offensive line in the league, and that's how they scored all those points. And kudos to Kellen Moore, because he just got the job with the Saints. So congrats to Kellen Moore, the former Eagles offensive coordinator, is now the head coach for the New Orleans Saints. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the city of New Orleans. I think they got a good head coach in Kellen Moore, and he's going to surround himself with a great coaching staff. And this is what I wanted for the Cowboys to wait on Kellen Moore. I wanted him back as a head coach, but they decided to go some other direction. But like I said, this Super Bowl, I didn't expect this to happen. And I mean, congrats to the Eagles, congrats to Saquon, and congrats to the city of Philly. But the halftime show could have been better. I think Kendrick Lamar could have done better, in my opinion.
I enjoyed the halftime show, man. I know there's a lot of people that didn't like it, but whatever. The way I see it is, you got 330 million people in this country. Yeah, not everybody's gonna like the same type of music. I enjoy whatever, I enjoy all sorts of music.
I love Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
I think it could have been a little bit more like better, but I don't know. Maybe he could have done something different. But I like his music though. I love Kendrick Lamar. His music, by far the best music in my opinion. But I think he could the what do you call it, the presenting wise, I think he could have done a little bit better.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I didn't mind it. And I like Kendrick as well. Yeah. But Yeah, as far as the Eagles win the Super Bowl, they were just a very dominant team all around.
Yeah.
I'm legitimately like, they're my rival, but I'm legitimately happy for Saquon. He truly deserved it.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for
Yeah.
him. He definitely deserved it. So I was very happy for him. But we'll see though.
Did you see the video of him eating the cake?
No.
So it was his birthday on Super Bowl day, and then Cooper DeJean's birthday too. But after the game, the post game, they had on ESPN. There was a big cake with Boomer. What do you call it? Chris Berman had a cake for them, I think, and then Cooper DeJean came in, and Saquon came, and then they were eating. Saquon was just eating like this. He was in the zone eating the cake. He wasn't paying attention to the reporters.
That's funny. That's funny. But yeah, let's see what happens. And I was like the Yankees announcing legend at Game 1 of the World Series. Like, who the bloody hell is that?
They call me.
That's funny.
Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
Yeah, like I said, to each their own. I mean, I enjoy a variety, man. I'm down for what I enjoy a lot of music.
No, he's a great. I love Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, for sure.
But
But
yeah,
definitely. But we'll like I said, that was Super Bowl. But we're in baseball season now.
let's go.
We're going to be focusing on baseball. We're going to be focusing on Yankees. So I cannot wait, people. I'm looking forward to doing more pre-games during the season.
Play-by-plays.
Oh, for sure, play-by-plays. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of play-by-plays. So look out for opening day, people. Look out for opening day. I'm going to be doing I'm going to be doing some giveaways. So some baseball card giveaways. So shout out to Ray Klickner and CT Cards for sending me baseball cards. I have a lot of baseball cards right now. So I'm going to be doing some giveaways. So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, folks. But that's going to do it here for me. Nathan, thanks for coming on. I know it's been a while since you actually came on. I know we stay in contact quite a bit, but it's been a while since you actually came on and to talk. So I'm glad you came on. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you for having me as always. Keep up the great work, and like I said, fans, stay tuned. My team is working on more guests for NFE shows, and stay tuned. And we're working on some players here. And then I'll reach out to Jason Worth myself to see if he's available, and then I'll keep you updated on that. But in the meantime, my team is working on other things for the show. And we're still trying to get a big panel going, which I don't want to say yet, but
right.
We're trying to finalize this panel, but I don't know. It's not looking too good, but let's see what happens. But
yeah.
See. But
no, I was gonna say, yeah, no worries there, man. We'll get that all figured out. But yeah, well, the time will come. We just gotta be patient with it. But I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried about it. So, but folks in the chat, thank you for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Shout out to Nathan for coming on. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all hanging out and
subscribe to NFE's channel and also subscribe to our channel. I have a big launch coming up soon, so stay tuned there too. Another launch.
There you go. So yeah, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe, share this channel out with everybody you know. We're on the road to 1,500 subs, people. Ooh, so if there's like 20 people out there that are not subbed, that is watching, let's get 20 people. Let's make it happen. Let's continue growing this channel out, and make sure you guys subscribe to Nathan's channel as well. He does a good job with his channel. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. I will see you all next time. Have a good night, and we're out of here.
Let's go.
Let's go.